Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I don't happen to, well, I've got a lot of things going on, so I don't happen to have crazy ideas on what to draw or anything like that, so I'm kind of just sketching. Trying to probably do heads. Don't know if any of these is going to work, but let's give it a try. Don't know if I should go for the more anime look where the eyes are spaced further apart or realistic. And the app I'm using is sorry. The app I'm using is Procreate. As always, because wow, it is very convenient to just draw using Procreate. The feeling is like, imagine if there was a like a tray, you know, like a kitchen tray. Not quite a big one, like a small one. And you pick it up and you can start drawing on it, and it just feels good drawing on it. Well, that's what it feels like. Something that small can be used to draw with. And the added bonus is every single one of your artworks. You can make so many. You can make the equivalent of an entire studio's worth of art, and it will all fit into the kitchen tray, which in this case is the iPad itself. I'll erase the top of the head there. I want to give him a, I don't know what to call this. I guess this is a classic Chinese vintage haircut. The ones you would see in movies. Okay. Did they actually have this haircut in real life though? I wouldn't know. Not from China. I think that's a quite nice base to work with. I'm gonna see if I can make another one. Let's move this up here. Move this over there. Now maybe I can turn this one. Get rid of those ears. Maybe I can turn this one into an anime piece. Let's try. Oh, I got a feeling this one's going to be quite a manly looking man. Is this anime though? Probably not. Maybe I'll have to make another one after this one. So this guy right now, he doesn't really have eyebrows. You know, earlier today I was lingering around in Reddit and I saw this guy looking for artists. He was looking for an artist to help him come up with like a really memorable character. And he didn't really have, he wasn't really nitpicking about the sort of art style the artist needs to have, or like the artist needs to be able to copy. He wasn't particular about that part, but he was really stressing how the character needs to be memorable, or like when people would look at the character, it should make them think like, wow, what a character, you know, like it should really make people not forget about that character. And I saw that post and I was like, oh, that's a cool way of thinking about a character idea. Because I've always thought of whenever I would draw characters, like, well, I guess it's because they are in the form of artwork. I've always seen my characters as looking good. Well, I guess, like I said, it's because they are in the form of artwork, you know. And this guy on Reddit, he mentioned how he really cannot draw, but he can write. And in terms of the kind of character that he wanted designed for him, he said, whatever you do, whatever you draw, whatever you end up designing, he only wants one thing that the design needs to have, which is to be memorable. And I was like, wow, even somebody who cannot draw could have that sort of planning for his own idea. So I was like, hey, I've never really aimed to make a memorable character. Like, yeah, sure, I have I have always drawn characters and tried to keep the idea interesting or refreshing, or if I were to draw a guy or a girl, I would try to make them look hot, you know? Because like I said, when I make art, especially for my world building project, or I guess it's become my taste these days, whenever I would draw characters, they need to look like one of two things. They need to either be physically just repulsive, or they need to be hot. Like, they need to either be sexy or they're like ugly. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to go middle ground. They need to either look hot or they're going to be just grotesque. And I would say I have occasionally designed characters that ended up looking interesting, but I have never specifically aimed for, a character. This character of mine needs to be memorable, period. So maybe that's a cool objective to have. And I'm thinking, when he made that post, well, not when he made that post, but when I saw that post that he made, I was thinking, hey, like, you know what, the first thing that came to mind was Michael Jackson. That's the first one. The first one was Michael Jackson, and then the other thing that came to mind, and it's just, this was for a good 10 minutes after I saw that post, and I just sort of drifted off into my own world, brainstorming. I just, like, the only things that came to mind was, like, what would Michael Jackson wear? Like, because whatever he would wear or whatever he would look like, it would be memorable. And the other thing that came to mind was the Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer 40k, because at least from the illustrations I've seen of the Emperor, he looks handsome. Number one, he's huge, and he has presence. He's got this charisma, and his looks are most definitely memorable. Like, in a world where everyone looks like freaks of nature, the Emperor still stands out because he looks like a golden, gleaming angel of some kind, That's what he looks like, especially with his long, flowing black hair and golden armor and glowing eyes. So only two things came to mind: the Emperor and Michael Jackson. So after that, I started thinking, hey, I guess it would be a cool idea to make whatever memorable character. Like, if I were to try to design a memorable character for myself, it would be based on the idea of the Emperor, and or what would Michael Jackson look like. And then it branched off into, hey, I think a lot of like classic anime or manga has a lot of attractive characters. Like, they have those unreal features, like the super sharp jaws or like chins, and if they were men, they would look huge, like bodybuilders. And then they would always have Michael Jackson hair, in one way or another. Not one way or another, like, I don't even know what kind of description I can use. I don't even think that's the right word to use. In whatever shape or form, it's always reminiscent of Michael Jackson. Especially when you see protagonists with like black hair and it's like slightly curly and it's just flowing. Lots of hair strands falling down across their faces. Or, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of cool characters just come to mind. The moment I saw that Reddit post, so I think I'm gonna try. Like for the future, that will be a good idea to try out, to try to come up with very memorable characters. By the way, I'll just show you a few examples. Hopefully there's nothing that should not be seen here. Cool characters, okay. I would say this one's a cool character. This one's a character I designed for my own world building project called the Marsh Guardian. So they live in wetlands, which is why they're called Marsh Guardians. They look gnarly. I would say I started out by just wanting to create just like the idea of some guy just walking slowly towards you and they're looking straight at you, dead straight at you, like straight into you, like you can actually see his eyes, because I didn't draw his eyes. It's more of an impressionistic approach here, but yeah, he's looking straight at you, and then I want him to feel like I want him to have the presence of like a Terminator, where he's just coming at you and there's nothing you can do to stop him. And I ended up with this. Like, okay, I would say this is quite interesting. I don't know if it's memorable. At least I would say it's interesting. But I didn't have the intention of making a memorable character to begin with, so what if I started painting with the idea of making a memorable character? Like, would that turn out even better than this? Like, I'm curious. And this Marsh Guardian is a green scout, which is what this girl is. Green hair, super constricted pupils, and she's got spots on her skin. There's more to them than just aesthetics. I have a whole lore made of them. If you'd like to know more, you can go check out the links I have provided in my video description box. And this one's the girl, this one's the guy. Here's the boy. Same concept, green hair, constricted pupils, constricted at least in daytime. I'm sorry, I meant in semi-illuminated situations. It's constricted because they are supposed to really be able to see underwater, that's the bit of lore I've written for them. One of them, a little story about them. They are supposed to be able to see very well underwater and in the dark. Again, with the green hair, spots on their skin, and as you can see, this one's got a fishing net, he's got a fishing net, a little skinning dagger behind him, and she's foraged a bunch of firewood, so they are a hunter-gatherer type of people. Let's see if I can find more interesting characters. Oh, this one's cool. Never had the intention of making something memorable but I would say this one's cool. Vine Sentinels of Persevera. Yeah. They are a mixture of man and flora, plant life, you know. And of course, armor. And I guess this is the last one I'll show you, because I'm straying away from the drawing a bit too much. I call these guys the Mauler Knights. Let's see if I can actually show you here. Mauler Knights is what they are. Here. I call these guys the Mauler Knights. They don't always look like this, but they are very commonly found wearing lots of armor, and they're huge, and they are always masked. And their whole aesthetic, they have a theme about them, so they're always wearing what I call perseverant lanterns. Perseverant lanterns. Perseverant lanterns, they naturally glow when in the proximity of the people. They are, what's the word? Well, if you're the right person for the Perseverant lantern, they will glow when they're near you. And in this case, this Mauler Knight is the right person for this Perseverant lantern. This one sort of, man, sorry for my lack of vocabulary. I don't really know what the word is for this. Let me think. Oh, if the Perseverant lantern happens to resonate with you, then it will glow. And what are Perseverant lanterns, you might ask? Well, they are made of dead people, and the Mauler Knights eat people. The bad guys only, though. That's what they do. The reason is still a mystery, but that's what they do. But yeah, all of these designs, I've never had the intention of making anything that was particularly memorable, but I did end up with cool designs, so I think maybe if I just tried to come up with a memorable design, maybe then I would actually end up with a memorable character. I mean, like an even more memorable character, which would be awesome. And I'm trying to keep it looking like it's oily, you know, like it's an oil painting, like I've done all of this on a canvas. I quite like doing it this way. Sort of. And how also the brush itself is like, it's not the most HD of brushes. Like, it's impossible for me to make anything that is all that precise with it. So I'm sort of forced to just come up with these very loose designs, very loose looking artwork. Everything just looks sort of low resolution. Oops, oh, I hate it when Procreate does that. It's like my palm just erased. My palm just like hit undo by mistake. And it just undid a nice stroke that I did. And the thing about me when I draw is I don't do lots of tiny strokes like that. I can block in a very complex and large shape in one stroke. So it's a real bummer when Procreate just does that. Well, I guess it might be my palm or the way I'm holding the iPad, I don't know. But that sort of doesn't happen though when I use a glove, like a drawing glove. By the way, I'll tell you a scary story. One time I was working on a commission, and it was quite a big one, like huge. It was a landscape piece, very complex. It was of this hang on. It was of this treehouse, this very complex looking treehouse. And the treehouse took like 3 days at this point to come to like a very nice looking state. Like it looked really good at this point. And I was drawing that day. And it was a hot day. So my palms were a little sweaty. And then all of a sudden, with my sweaty palm, and my hand just triggered like 8 different gesture actions in like half a second, and it just broke my Procreate file. Like I was stuck in a screen where everything was sort of just brown looking. Everything I worked on was gone. I couldn't open my gallery. I couldn't hit undo or redo. Nothing worked. Nothing I pressed would work. I could lock the screen and unlock it, but Procreate wouldn't do anything for me. So the only thing I could do was just to close it. And then I couldn't even switch to like a different window. I mean, I could switch to a different window, but when I went back to Procreate, it would be in the same exact condition. So the only thing I could do was just to close Procreate. And hope that when I opened it again, it would all be okay. But nope, when I opened it again, it was in the exact same condition, and now all of my layers, actually I don't quite remember what kind of state my layers were in, but it was in a state where I couldn't retrieve anything. Like it was just broken forever. So I had to redo the whole thing. And I was actually quite scared. Or like, not scared, I was bummed out. I was like, man, like why the hell did that have to happen? I hate it when that happens. But yeah, I lost 3 days worth of work, which sucked. But I think because I learned quite a lot about drawing the thing. I was drawing in those 3 days that I could pretty much just redo the whole thing, even better looking, in like almost one day. So at least I could do that. At least back then I could do that. That was nice. Maybe I was working on it too hard, too much, so and I didn't realize until the file broke, Procreate corrupted, and I was able to redo the whole thing all over again afterwards. Then I realized that I think I might have been working on it, overworking it, without realizing. I think I want to undo that upper lip in normal situations. Well, not normal situations. Normally I would have added the upper lip, but in that, like over there, it made it seem like the whole lip was like blurry. So let's just not do that. Let's add some more darks over here. So here. And then super darks over here. Ooh, you know what? It might be time to paint over everything now. Might be the right time. How big is this canvas? It's 2K. 2K, and I'm drawing this small. I assure you, normally, if I'm drawing big in like a 3K canvas and character isn't this tiny, because in a 2K canvas this might be like 600 pixels. Because this is small, this face. So if I'm making an actual character art illustration where the character is the main focus, then I assure you it would not look this low resolution. It will actually look good. I think I can just show you what it would normally look like. Hang on. Yeah, it would look like this. Where is it? This one. I did half of this in CSP, Clip Studio Paint, and the other half I did in Procreate. But yeah, it would look like it would look like this, because the characters are big, right? And they're the main focus. So you can see how what would normally be low res would be quad HD as long as the size of the canvas is big enough. And this one is, ooh, it's 6K. Huge. Anyway, let's go back to my drawing. I like these hair strands falling down his face, you know. Makes it look natural. And a good rule to follow is if you're drawing on a light background, it's good to make the art look dark. And if you're drawing on a light background, on a dark background, it's good to make the art look light, just so it stands out. And oftentimes, it actually breaks some rules. Like, it would break the rules of how it's not necessarily where the source of light may be coming from, but you don't really care about that at this point. All you want to do is make sure the viewer would know what they're looking at. So you're it's artistic license, you know, you're abandoning some rules that you normally would follow, or you have followed, and now you've decided to abandon some just for the sake of making a pretty looking artwork. And I'm pretty sure that's not something AI can do, or AI people can do. Let's see, what else now? Maybe I can work on this part of the face. Okay, let's take that color and then eyedropper tool that bit and add it here. Take that skin color, make that become the nose. It's a bit too dark though, so there we go. Okay, and over here. And what if I had this color to like here? I wonder if that would look good. It sort of chisels his face even more, you know, a little bit. Okay. Looks kind of cool, actually. Let's do the eyes on a different layer. And let's try turning this into an anime piece anyway. So, because I didn't start out with like this thing that didn't look anime to begin with, but maybe I can make it anime. now. And wonder if I can make this whole thing on one layer, only one layer. Let's see now. I think with drawing boys is I like to give them small eyes, and for the girls, big eyes. I think that makes it sort of obvious, you know, to make that difference between feminine and masculine just obvious. It's quite an easy thing to do. Probably the oldest trick in the book when it comes to anime, but it works. Hang on. That one was nice. Okay, how's this now? That's also nice, I would say. Thicken the upper eyelid again once more. I think I can merge that to the layer below now. Yeah, it's fine. And then it's a bit thick over there, so. Retrieve that shadow. This one looks quite, what's the word? Unconventional type of attractive. He's like the no eyebrows type of attractive, like that actor, I think he's called Matt Smith. Let's do the lower eyelid. Man, that looks bad. Maybe I can do it on a new layer. Maybe with this one. Whoa. Nope. What should I do? Should I darken it? I think I want to darken that one. Not that one, but these eyes. No, he looks like he's got like really sick eyes now. But you know how underneath the lower eyelid, the upper eyelid, you would get like a shadow, so I'm doing that now. Okay. Merge. What if I could make him look angrier even? This looks cool. Take that white, almost white, at least. Not really white, and add it here because the brow ridge has shifted. Under the eyes, make it have a highlight and cover it up some more with skin color. Is this anime though? I'm not sure anymore. Okay, turn that off. I think let's do rectangles. Okay. Cut and paste. There. What if we flip it? Looks still okay. I guess I didn't do a bad job. I think I did a good job. Why not? The outline, it's not always a bad thing. At the moment I happen to be making outlined artwork, so why not? Okay. What else? Oh, I think I can add some shadows. That's a bit too intense. You don't really get this kind of detail with anime though. Usually they sort of just stop the moment it's somewhat cell shaded ish looking. So what I'm doing is like, well, the figure is shaped, the subject is shaped as if it's anime, but it's got realism level of detail. This is a multiply layer, yeah? It's not quite right. Let's just darken. This looks okay now. What do you think? Okay, this is Velga in the morning, and I duplicated this one head, and I made 2 more variations of the face. What do you think about this one, guys? I think this one looks cool. Not bad for like an hour's worth of sketching. This one, I think he looks great. Although, hang on, I think he needs some shadow over here. Where is it? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this one brush that I'm using. It belongs to a brush pack of mine called Hand Painting, and it's actually not in the brush pack on my Gumroad store yet, although whatever brushes this brush pack, the hand painting one, contains can surely do what I have done. Like, for sure you can do it. It's just that what I like to do before I publish updates is I like to just test it out, and by testing it out I mean drawing with it a lot, and I don't want to publish anything I wouldn't use myself, So I think I'm still perfecting this one. It's called, I don't even know what to call it, but I think it will be ready in about a month or 2, hopefully sooner, hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks, because I think I've been developing this one for a long time, it's like years. As you can see, this is pretty much, I think this is my most messy brush pack. It's the most difficult one to pull off, the hand painting one. It's got a lot of brand new brushes in here. Like, I might have like 30 in here that you've never seen before, but they're all like, I've had at least 200 extra ones that you've never seen before in this brush pack, but I've deleted them all, and now I've ended up with like 20 or 30. And by the end of this, I might end up with only 2 or 3. So the update will consist of only 2 or 3. And yeah, if you already have this brush pack, when I do make that update, I will let you guys know on Gumroad. So you'll get like an email from me telling you that I have updated the brushes. And then all you have to do is just re-download and then put it back into Procreate, and that's it. So yeah, if you're looking for this one brush, it's not on my Gumroad yet, but it will be there. So all you have to do is just wait. But anyway, I made 2 extra heads. It's just different faces. So this one was the first attempt, and this one is the anime face, attempt number 2. I think this one looks even more anime than this one, because I think this one's a bit of a failure. Maybe this one, it's passable. Maybe you can call this one anime, but I think this one looks even more anime. And so is this one. In terms of the differences, it would be the nose, see, for this one. The nose here is different. It's more cartoonish. And of course the eyes are different. See? Side by side there. The eyes are just different. This one's got more of an anime shaped pair of eyes. And the eyes here, similar, but the jaw is different. This one's got more of an anime type of jaw. This one's got these 2 They have the same jaw. I don't know if you can call this one realistic or semi-realistic, but whatever it is, it's my style, right, of drawing heads. But this one definitely, it's the jaw is just sharper, super sharp. It's like, it's got that classic 1990s, 1980s type of anime chin. I think it looks quite nice, and I cannot really decide which one to use. What do you think? I think I made a community post, but I have one concern about using overly anime-looking faces, because the theme of my world building is quite dark and quite gritty and serious and I don't want people to just expect, because I'm using anime faces even though I love them, I don't want people to expect cliches like giant swords and like cat girls, or like ninjas fighting other ninjas. I wanna create my own theme, and well, not create, I already have my own theme. I have a world building project called Persevere. Here. I have lots of videos discussing lore in my channel about Persevere, and it's a dark fantasy world, and the storyline, the themes, it's quite serious. I don't want people to not really take it seriously because it's anime, because they're expecting something quite actiony and more fun, like a bit easier to swallow maybe, so I'm quite unsure. But hey, maybe it will work out anyway. Yeah, I'm still unsure. I think I am very close to really achieving an actual style for my character art. I've been working on my character art style consistency for years now, like at least 4 years, and I haven't been able to stay consistent. And it's not really about skill, it's more like the way I would like people to perceive my character art. Like, I don't want people to expect overly cliche and too light-hearted themes, too light-hearted expectations when they look at my character art, because I want my art to look quite dark and scary and serious. Let me know which one you like out of all of them. Number 1, 2, or 3. Hopefully I did something that was new to you so that you could learn from what I did. And I think this was one of the easier drawing sessions to follow that I did. Hopefully you could try this out yourself. Whatever I did, whatever techniques or manner of drawing that I have showed you. And yeah, let me know how it goes for you. If you have any interests in learning how to draw certain things, maybe it's hair, maybe it's skin, maybe could be anything, could be houses maybe, you could let me know in the comments below. I can answer you down there, or I can just make another video so I can show you, because I read every comment. And if you want to check out my brush packs, check out my Gumroad link in the video description box, because I have a lot of free brushes in my Gumroad store too that you can check out. They're great. I even have one that is anti-AI that can help you protect your art from being at least outright one-for-one stolen by AI. If you are curious about how that works, you can go ahead and check out this video of mine. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, and I'll be seeing you again in the next video. Bye-bye.